event. Let's embark on this journey to learn about exciting AI concepts.
What is AI?
So AI is a short form for artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is a concept where we simulate the human brain. So here, if you think about it, during industrial revolution, we tried to automate a lot of human tasks. Like we created car making machines, even pizza making machines in factories, right? So we automated a lot of human tasks. Now we have moved on to the next stage where we are trying to recreate or simulate the human intelligence through technology. So where we are trying to make the machines think like a human. So this is basically artificial intelligence.
What should I know to train an AI?
Okay, before we get into the training part, we need to understand that there are two subfields first, majorly in artificial intelligence. So the first one is what we call as machine learning. So machine learning usually deals with structured data. Let's take for example, you are talking about apples or oranges. You're going to feed the data for the machine learning model through numerical terms in an organized manner, like through numbers, values, weight, color, texture, all these things. A structured, organized set of data will be provided to the machine learning model. But whereas the second kind is the deep learning model. So the deep learning model is a little bit different. It basically tries to simulate a human brain through a concept called as neural networks. So it can understand unstructured data better. So in this case, it will understand visual processing, audio processing, even NLP, which is called as natural language processing. So this is the two differentiation between machine learning and deep learning, and that's how you have to train these models.
What is the difference between narrow AI and general AI?
So narrow AI is pretty straightforward. So it focuses on singular tasks. So when we mean singular tasks like gameplay, self-driving cars, so these things actually helps the humans to increase their productivity. So it's good for us. Whereas in contrast, general AI is more shown like in movies. It can actually resemble human intelligence. So it has a potential risk. So you need to have certain rules around it, and it's very important that we do have those rules for general AI. So to summarize, narrow AI is pretty beneficial and practical for humans, whereas general AI needs to have strict rules around it so that we can enjoy a responsible, safe artificial intelligence.
What should be the right approach to train an AI?
So training an AI is more like training a child. So like how a child learns through training and testing, you also have to provide a lot of data and time to your machine to learn and get a better performance. So this is first. So in training part, you have to give a lot of good data sets for the machine to learn and understand it. And the next thing you need to be doing is a continuous fine tuning to get a better results of your artificial intelligence. The second part is the testing. Once you finish your training part, you have to do the testing with large set of data to understand that whether or not your training model was successful. Overall, nurturing artificial intelligence is more like nurturing a child. You will have to dedicate a lot of time, and in this case a lot of data, to have a better result of your artificial intelligence. So that's it guys. With the power of artificial intelligence, machine learning and deep learning, we'll be achieving remarkable feats of our robotic automation. And with artificial intelligence development like ChatGPT, pet AIs, and professional AIs, we have endless possibilities with our into artificial intelligence training. So welcome and join us in our journey.
As you know, AI is no longer just it's the driving force behind the world's most innovative technologies. From self-driving cars to personalized virtual assistants, AI has its hands in all the places. For example, starting from manufacturing or life sciences, pharmaceuticals, everywhere you can see AI applications. In this short video course, we'll explain the foundations of AI, uncovering its core principles and applications. We'll go a little deeper and understand the foundations of machine learning and deep learning, and then we will see how we can use these two to build AI features and technologies. My name is Amit Verma. I'm a research scientist at Google. and let's go through the course. So as I said, we'll start with the fundamentals of artificial intelligence. We'll try to motivate you towards the artificial intelligence and the essence of artificial intelligence. Then we'll see that what are the things which are essentially required to understand and build something on top of artificial intelligence. And then we'll see that how machine learning and deep learning can be used to build products and features using AI. So the first thing is that why there is an hype. Why are we even talking about artificial intelligence in this era, right? So the first and the most important thing that you should be thinking is because of artificial intelligence, we can do various kind of work. For example, generating an image from just text. This is something very wonderful and is possible right now with the use of AI tools like large language models. So for example, if you go to models like DALI and other, you can generate photos by just prompting a command. So for example, if you write a photo of an astronaut riding a horse, this command will go through the model, which is a artificial intelligence neural network. Okay, a big, in a very layman language, if I say, it's a very deep neural networks, a very complicated model, which takes this command, does a lot of things with this, and then gives you the right output. So for example, on the right side, if you see, it generates a very hypothetical image, but still looks very real. So as you can see here, the left side, I asked the command a photo of an astronaut riding a horse. Now you can see that this is kind of very unreal thing to even imagine. But AI can generate it. And if you see the photo on the right side, looks like it's very real, but generated by a robot. So in a very general way, if I talk, artificial combines a lot of things. So artificial intelligence contains machine learning, which is a subdomain of artificial intelligence. And machine learning contains deep learning, which again is more subdomain of machine learning. So in general, if I talk, you can do a lot of things in artificial intelligence using machine learning and deep learning. And plus, on the other side, data science is also a part of artificial intelligence. But data science contains a lot of other things also. For example, pre-processing and doing exploratory data analysis, understanding the statistics of the data, getting the insight from the data, and using these insights to do something extraordinary. Whereas the main aim of building artificial intelligence machine or a product, my idea is to build a machine which can think like human and perform like human, act like human. Okay, with more efficiency, because humans are not more efficient. However, if I'm able to build a machine and induce an artificial intelligence to this machine, that machine can do a lot of tasks in a less amount of time. And how we are going to do it? There are various ways. I can write few lines of code using some if and else and other things, and I can try to mimic the artificial intelligence or the intelligence of a human being. But that won't be scalable, right? How many if and else are you going to write? So there are two basic and two wonderful things I have, tools I have through which I can induce the intelligence into a machine by either using machine learning or a more complicated way using the deep learning. So if let's say you want to build an AI product or you want to get into the domain of artificial intelligence, let's say you want to become data scientist or you want to become AI engineer, something like that. So what are the key concepts you should understand or you should go through, you should be very good with to become an artificial intelligence engineer or data scientist? The first thing is the applied statistics. As we saw in previous slide, that data science is a very big concept which collapses and which coincides with the AI concepts, right? So if you are able to understand the data, statistics of data, you know what is the distribution, you can talk with the data, you can understand the data, you can meditate on the data, then your life will become very simpler and the products that you are going to build on top of AI will be very good. The second is the big data analytics. Now, currently, the era is that, as we in a layman language has said, that we're not going to write everything from the scratch, and we're not going to write if and else conditional statements or decision statements to create an AI product. Rather than, we are going to build something extraordinary, which are known as models, which will learn from the data or which will learn from the past history, so that it can, whenever a new thing comes, it should be able to understand and predict what are the steps should be taken. That's the prediction. So that's what an AI does. It predicts, it mimics, and it predicts, and then it has its own logical reasoning. So to do that, to at least to get to that point, we should at least understand what is big data analytics, and we should be able to do the analytics. We should be able to handle a massive amount of data, extract the right information from it, and use it to build AI product. The other thing that you should be learning is the machine learning. Now, we have been talking about machine learning in our previous slides, but actually the thing that you should be learning are the algorithms which can be used to train on a very specific amount of data sets, a type of data set, which will be used for the machine to learn from it. And then from this learning, the machine should be able to do something extraordinary. Could be prediction, could be classification, or could be generation. So in this particular thing, you should be learning the foundations of machine learning and the foundational concepts of the algorithm through which you can make the machine learn from a specific data set. That's what machine learning is all about. The other thing that you should be learning is the deep learning part. Now, deep learning is also a subdomain of machine learning, which indeed a subdomain of artificial intelligence. But deep learning is where you build some a very complex network, a complex model, which again you give a very specific type of data set, mostly huge amount of data set, massive amount of data set, and then the model does something very, very specific or produces something very, very specific. The only key difference in a very layman language between machine learning and deep learning is, in machine learning you will be telling the machine that what are the things you should be learning from this data set to produce this particular output. However, in deep learning, you won't be telling specific things the machine should be learning to produce the particular output. You just give the data set in some format, and then you give the uh, corresponding output, and machine somehow, the model somehow starts learning things from this data set and starts producing the right output. That's the biggest difference. Okay, there are other differences which you will understand once you understand these concepts, but this is in a very surface level, this is the biggest difference. The other thing is that with deep learning you can do something very, very extraordinary, and one of the uh, popular examples that I can tell you is the chat gpt. So chat gpt is again a deep learning model which can produce human like responses by giving some simple prompts, right? Now, all these four things is impossible without one thing, which is you should be learning programming. So you should be learning programming with the choice of your language. You can choose any
हाँ
language, but
हाँ
currently the most
माइक
popular
चालू किए
language in
थे
this era is Python. The reason,
लेके चला
Python
जा
is
तू वहाँ
very
कहाँ आओ
simple to
तुम
understand. It's very easy to implement. So you can do a lot of things. You can do extraordinary things with Python. Plus the community of the Python is very, very
अरे
strong.
जहाँ जाते
So
हैं
if
फालतू
you,
वहीं
at
आ
any
जाता था
point of time,
नौटंकी
if you
हल्ला
face
करके
any problem, you
ठीक
can
तो वैसे
ask
यहीं पे टिक में
the
आवाज़
questions
यहाँ आ
on
जाते
web and you will get the answer there. Moreover, Python has various open source libraries, very powerful libraries, which are built by powerful companies like Google and Meta and all these other companies. And you can freely use these libraries to build extraordinary AI products. The biggest difference between machine learning and deep learning is the way they are being trained. So in machine learning, for instance, as you can see in the example, uh, we tell the machine what exactly it has to learn, and then based on it we tell it like what are the desired output you should be getting as well. Okay, so for example, in this particular instance, my task is to, given a set of images, I should be able to tell whether it's an image of a car or not. Now, if I'm using a traditional machine learning algorithm, I'll try to tell the machine like what are the things you should be looking for so that it becomes a car. Maybe I'll tell the machine to look for the size of the car or size of the box where the object is present. I'll tell whether it has something spherical like tires. I'll tell does it have anything like windows or such kind of things. Okay, and this way whenever machine sees an image, it will look for all those things, size, the spherical things which are tires and the windows and some other features, and try to see if these all things are present in the way they should be present, then maybe it's a car. The machine will tell that it's a car. And if these things are not present, then it's not a car. So I'm telling for a particular image, and then machine learns from it. This is known as feature extraction, where I tell the machine what exactly you should be looking for so that machine understands and gives the desired outcome. Whereas in the deep learning, I don't do that. I don't do any feature extraction. Rather than I'll give the set of images and the desired label. So for example, I'll give an image of car and I'll tell that it's a car, and I'll give a negative sample where there is no car and I'll tell there is no car. Now in deep learning algorithm, the machine or the neural network starts understanding the feature by itself. So it understands, it looks into the mapping, it sees that maybe some of the more features which even we can see, it finds those features and maps it to the output and starts learning from it. So whenever you give a new set of images, it will be able to tell whether it is a car or not. This is the biggest difference between machine learning and deep learning. Now let's say if we are talking about machine learning, there are various types of learning algorithms which are present. The first is the supervised.